I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Right now we're still in lockdown and we're trying to navigate our emotions. We're trying to navigate definitely our thoughts, which are connected to our emotions. We're trying to navigate taking care of the family if you happen to be home with young children. You also might be thinking a lot about your life in terms of if you're actually in the career you really want to be in. A lot of us are spending time now on a little box, on our laptops, on our desktops, on our cell phones. We've been tuning into a lot of business meetings on Zoom or Skype. And maybe something is happening to you right now as I even speak to you that you're thinking about a change. That after or during this pandemic, you're beginning to wonder what is it that you've been doing with your life. You look at the things that perhaps you used to be so involved with that now you just can't. And yes, bills have to be paid, food has to be put on the table, but yet you just feel like internally you don't feel so fulfilled. And even the people that you live with are not able to either respond to the love that you give, or maybe you just feel tired of giving love to the same people over and over again, and you don't really see the return. So are you thinking about changing a career or changing something about your life? The first thing that I would recommend that you do is to first really observe the thought. Why do you want to change? What's the reason behind the change? Is it that economically it's not, giving you enough money? That's a good reason to change a job, but it's not the main one. Is it because there's somebody in the workplace that you don't like, or your supervisor or your manager is not respectful to you? He doesn't see your needs, or she doesn't understand your workload? Is it because of the manager or the supervisor or the boss that makes you want to change your job? There are a lot of people who actually leave a job because they can't get along with the manager. It might be a good reason to change your career, but I'm not sure if it's going to always be the best. Is it that it's a job that you're doing because maybe your parents told you to do it? For some cultures, you're kind of born into certain cultures, you have to be an engineer, doctor, or a lawyer. Or just get married. But somewhere along the way you go, but that's not what I really want. So are you also realizing somewhere along the way the profession or the career that you've chosen is what your parents wanted for you, but it's not necessarily what you want, so you want to change? That could be also another good reason, but not the real one. Or could it be that you just took the job because you needed money, and you ended up just staying in there for 5 years, 10 years, and you've been wanting to leave the job, but it's become like a comfort. So you go to work, you get a paycheck, and that's really all that matters. That could be another reason to leave your job or to change your career. But I'd like us to look at the real reason that you want to change your career if you feel like you're not doing as well as you want to do. The most important thing in changing your career is to ask yourself this question. Does what I do fulfill my purpose? Is it of passion? Does it call me? Does it put the light in my eyes, what I'm doing? If you can go into a job and feel absolutely excited about what it offers you every day, or if you go into work and you just feel like you're ready to bring something new into that job or into that career, you better believe you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. But if you wake up and you're doing it and you're like, oh God, another day, oh, I have to go deal with this again, I've got to deal with this manager, or I don't get enough money, you're definitely in the wrong job. There's no doubt. But the most important thing, it's not necessarily the job, but it's your state of mind. You might want to change your career, but you should change your career because somewhere inside of you, the soul, you have gained enough experience in that job and in that career that the reason why you're ready to leave it, it's not because of the 4 points that I outlined earlier on. But the reason why you're ready to leave it is that you have outgrown this job. You've gained all that you need to gain. You've learned all you need to learn. And now the soul wants something new. So if you happen to be one of those individuals out there looking to transform your career, to go somewhere further into your growth and your development, Make sure it comes from a place within you that you really feel, I've outgrown this position that I've been in. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you deeply and truthfully look at the soul and say, I know how to do this, I've mastered this, I've understood this, you're doing the same thing over and over again. If you don't feel any enthusiasm or any sort of a light coming through you, well, I think you're in a doldrum. Something else has got to be calling you, because if there's no feeling or even insight of something new, then I would question that you've given up on yourself. It could be very subtle, folks. But we're at such a time right now for us to become wise and to become a little bit more wise-ish. We have to begin to catch those thoughts of truth that are actually telling me, I think I'm done here. I know I'm done here. I love my boss, I love my manager, I love my job, I've loved all of these people, but I think I'm done. I can feel the soul is saying, next, next. And how do you know it's going to be next? Something else will be lined up for you. It's not that you leave your job and then you have nothing waiting for you. That's insanity. But you can sense internally you're doing the work. Internally you're realizing you are coming to a close of this particular career. You can feel it. Your spirit can feel it. I was remembering something, I think it was Oprah, when she retired from the Oprah Winfrey Show. 25 years of doing her show. 25 years. And there was a line that I remembered her saying, and she said, I think, don't quote me verbatim, but what she was saying is that I think I've grown as much as I can with the Oprah Winfrey Show. And even though she left, and the first few years after that were very difficult in her establishing her own network, she did it. Now, this is somebody that had everything. Now, that's why I'm telling you, don't just step out into something new, a new career, without setting the tone. Have something prepared and waiting for you. So even while you're in this career now, during this particular pandemic or lockdown, try to see, what is your passion? Is it art? Is it music? Is it theater? Is it business? Is it science? Is it inventing something new? Start to contribute some time towards something that is a passion for you. And what's going to happen is that that energy will build and will start to birth your next normal, your next thing to do. So if you're looking to change your career, first look inwards and see if internally you feel like you have grown all that you need to grow in the profession that you're in, and to begin to look out and sense what might be out there waiting for you to step into next to. Because sometimes opportunities do come knocking at your door, but you're so busy in being miserable that you actually don't see it. I've seen it so much. The answer, the proof, the opportunity is right in front of the person. But the person is so stuck on complaining or criticizing someone or something, or the office or the company, they've lost sight of their opportunity that came knocking at their door. So first and foremost, check. Have I grown as much as I can here doing what I've been doing? Second, is the soul qualified for my next stage? Can I feel that I'm ready to move into my next state? Third, start to pay attention to what are some of the areas that are your passion, your interest, those things that used to give you joy when you were much younger. And you used to say, this is what I want to do when I grow up. But to just be able to identify what are those things that you really truthfully enjoyed. And fourth and foremost, make sure whatever you choose to do, if you're going to change your career, make it be purposeful. Let it be that it helps someone in life, that it is of service, that it somehow brings benefit to the life of another human being. It is a huge awakening if you're able to do that. Okay? All right. Let's see what your wonderful blessing and thought is for today. Today, you are the one today, your good wishes, you are worthy. You are worthy of receiving respect through your renunciation of limitations, and you're constantly able to stay stable in your self-respect. Beautiful. Always like those, don't you? Remember now, everyone, no one can take away your happiness unless you give them the permission to do so. And we really are here to love each other the same. Please, let's do that some more. Don't forget to go out and do your voting, but also don't forget to do it with benevolence, good feelings, and good wishes. As you go down the ballots and look at all those names, don't criticize anyone. Just focus on who you need to pick, why you need to pick them, and keep praying. Keep making your heart as good and clean as possible. It gives us a real pleasure that you can join us on Wise-ish every day or 24/7. We hope it's been helping you, this 15-minute of Power Boost. It's just our gift from the America Meditating Radio Show for you to be able to just have that little extra oomph for the day, for you to keep going. So thank you very much for your support, your kindness, and your generosity. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube, please do so now. And if you haven't given a donation to America Meditating, please do so as well. We love you and we care for you, and we do wish for you to be always your ultimate best. And we want you to be happy, happy like you would never imagine. To just be happy, but to know that life has purpose, life has meaning, because you're important. Thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic day.